Hi everyone, welcome to our new channel. This is Similarly Opposites, a conversation between two friends. I am Sakeenah.
And I'm Reza-Astrid.
And we're inviting you to come in to this friendship, sit, enjoy the conversation. On this channel, it's what it says on the can. We're very similar, but very, very different. And I don't think people see those differences all that often. So if you'd like to join the family, please subscribe down below, like this video, maybe hit that bell notification so you are notified every time there's a podcast coming out. We're just gonna have a chit chat about everything, catch up, invite you to the conversation, invite you to comment down below, give us answers, give us comments, and we would love to reply to you.
How's your week been?
So my week's been good. I went to work for half an hour today, which was fabulous. I did nothing over the long weekend, and I was supposed to do so many things. There were so many things on my to-do list, but this morning I just popped a Concerta. I'm not endorsing it, it's prescribed. Popped a Concerta, and I finished everything on my to-do list.
Oh, wow.
In a matter of,
and you were struggling last night to do everything.
I know, literally. I was just sitting there. I'm like, I've done nothing. I've done nothing this weekend. How was your weekend? Apparently, you have some news.
My weekend was really good. I was trying to think of what I did, but I went to church on Sunday because I had to preach at the church. That was really good. It was nice to be outside of my living room preaching and being able to preach at the pulpit in the empty church was also a weird thing. But then last night I had nothing else to do. You know, it was Sunday evening. I didn't have any classes or anything to do. Huh?
It was a Monday.
Oh my God. We had a public holiday yesterday. Yes. Yeah. Sure. Sorry, I thought yesterday was Sunday. We had a public holiday yesterday. So in the evening, I was again on Netflix. I had nothing else to do, and I was looking for a Korean drama to sink my teeth in. And I found a new Korean drama that I like. It's called My Mister, and I watched 7 episodes last night, back to back.
It doesn't sound great. Just the title.
It's really good. I only went to bed at 3:20 this morning because I was determined to keep watching because that's how much I liked it. It is not it's not a romance movie or it's not a romance series. It's actually it deals on infidelity and mental health and struggles and having debt and just real grown-up problems, and it's really, really good. So My Mister, check it out if you're...
But it's grown-up problems solved in Korean ways, so not necessarily adapted for us.
No, you'd be surprised, eh? You would really be surprised.
Said you have news, and I'm waiting. I'm waiting to.
I was literally going to tell you that I watched 7 hours of a Korean drama last night and only went to bed at 5.
But that's normal for you.
It is, but I shouldn't be doing that because I literally told you yesterday that I want to go to bed earlier and be productive this week. But I have been productive today. I had my staff meeting and did some work, and I just made lunch before this. So I have been productive, not as productive as I thought I was going to be, but I have been productive.
Anything is productive at this point. I'll write the smallest thing on my checklist and be like, done. You know what I mean?
Suggested that you write down the things that you want to achieve in a day. Even if it's brushing your teeth, putting on shoes, the most mundane, and people say that's why people get such a surge of, ooh, I did something when they make their bed, because it's such a simple task. But when you make your bed, you feel like you've accomplished at least one thing in that day. And I think, so then I got this app, it's called Notion. I think it's called Notion. And you can literally write down everything you want to accomplish in that day. It's almost like a planner, but on your phone. And then you can tick it off. And so I really want to try that this week because I know what I need to do every day. And I know what I want to get done every day. But I don't get that surge of, oh, I did something, because I don't necessarily scratch it out or put a tick mark next to it.
That's why I'm so old. I'm such a boomer. That's why I like writing it down so I can go Like just clicking a button on my phone is not like as exhilarating.
But
as I
you
want
like
it to.
paper planners and paper diaries and
Yeah,
notebooks. Mm.
yeah. Because I don't like using, because of work, I don't like using my phone because otherwise it looks like I'm on my phone when I'm
No,
not supposed to be. You know
no.
what I mean?
I feel like every time I use a notebook and a pen, my brain is too fast for my hand. So I always make mistakes. It's always like, it just doesn't look nice to my eyes. And I get so irritated because my hand is too slow for what I'm trying to get done. So that's
Yeah.
why I use my phone. Oh, no.
Just a note. If people don't know, this channel is linked to an Instagram account, so you can please follow us there. I uploaded a photo. I don't know if you saw it.
I did see
Uh,
it. Thanks for uploading.
I uploaded a photo. We have so many photos, and on our Instagram, there's only like 100 photos posted because we upload a lot of the stuff on our personal accounts. But effort is going to go into this similarly opposites since you've joined the family now. So just thought I'd shout out to that one. What's on our Instagram, Reza? What does it feature?
So on our Instagram, it features food, travel, so places we've been together specifically. So even if it's like local lunches, local restaurants, but also restaurants and experiences that we've. Can you hear him?
No.
That we've experienced while overseas. It's a lot of memories. Like when I scroll down on our similarly opposite page, it's really nice for people looking at it for the first time or who might not know us. But then when I look at it, I get to see it from the personal side. So that's what I like about using Instagram as like a memory board because I can scroll down. Huh?
Rufus. It's fine. It's okay. Continue. You don't have to scroll down.
Just hold on.
I. Welcome to our lives, guys.
This is why Lily Peoples tells what's his name, Rich, to take the baby for a walk when she used to do this.
Who?
Lily Peoples and Rich.
Oh.
Now he's outside of the door crying. Make it make sense, please.
But you can't hear him, so it's fine.
So, what was I saying?
How nice it is going down our Instagram.
Oh yes, like because we can scroll down and choose any photo, and then we're transported to that moment and that place, and the memories that just flush over me when I look at things that we've experienced and places we've been to. It's like the best feeling. So whenever I'm feeling down or I'm feeling like, ugh, life, then I just go on our Instagram feed and I go like scroll all the way down. I'm like, oh, remember that? Because we are the happiest people when we're on holiday.
I think everyone is, but like we look different. Like we glow differently. We look so different when we're not in South Africa.
Which is strange. So, please explain that. Like why do you think we look so different?
I think firstly, we put much more effort into our appearance when we're overseas than what we do every year. And secondly, like I think there's that like elated, like our elation shows on our faces because we're not so stressed by work and our tasks that we have to do. So obviously, like it's great. Like I'm just having a good time. It's just good vibes all around, basically, when we're overseas. Where we are like, we'll be like, oh, I need to do this, and then afterwards I need to do this. Like we never schedule in time to rest. And also when talking about schedules and to-do lists, like schedule something for you. Like my goal, I think, for the next 4 months of the year is like do something today that your future self will thank you for. So like take time to like chill, go for a walk, go for a drive, go look at the ocean. Love the ocean, so that's like my own personal bias. But do something that just like zens you out, you know. And I think that like is reflected a lot in our travels because we're doing things at our own pace, on our own time, and we're seeing places. And for those of you that don't know, sorry, I'm talking a lot. But for those of you that don't know, we've been to 8 countries so far, and 8 countries, but there's probably 8,000 memories. So we're gonna get into it in like, we're gonna share a snippet of it in this first episode. And we should probably start in the first place we went to. It was Abu Dhabi and Dubai and the UAE. And let's go. Ooh, do you know what we can do? We can do our pit, what's it? Peaks and pits of the trips. Yeah. Okay, your peak and pits for Abu Dhabi, Reza.
I think peak
that was long ago.
Yeah, it was long ago. It was 2015, 5 years ago. My peak was just having you there, like having a friend on holiday with me and experiencing everything through your eyes as well, because it was your first trip overseas, it was your first plane ride, it was your first time in Abu Dhabi, first time like in the mosque in the UAE, first time, like there was just so many first time meeting my family and having to like spend so much time with them. And that was great, just seeing and experiencing Abu Dhabi through your eyes. I'd been there before. And yeah, and just having that experience with a friend is so nice because it's just special. Like you mentioned, like we're different on a holiday. So our friendship really strengthened over those weeks because we were together for a whole month in Abu Dhabi. And we had never had like a sleepover necessarily. Like you hadn't really met my parents before then, so it was a lot of new things. And I would say my pit was always stressing whether you enjoy the trip or not, like always wondering like, is she like it, is she okay, is she happy, like, and not because you shouldn't think that, you know, but more because I was just always like on edge, always worried. And I think that was, and then also like you fell sick, remember? And then I felt so bad that you were sick and I couldn't really do anything about it. And I always wondered like, does she have family? And it was Ramadan, and like you had to experience Ramadan by yourself in a foreign country. Like it was just a lot of things that I felt so bad for. Like I was like, shame. So I was like a pit for me. How about you? What was your peak and your pit?
So if you want to go see those memories and stuff like that, please head over to my personal YouTube channel. There's like daily vlogs.
Yeah, I'll link it down below as well.
Oh, okay. There's a playlist. That's actually very sad, you know, I'm not gonna lie, because like your peak and your pit is not your personal peaks and pits. It was kind of like via me, like, you know what I mean?
We
like you always stress
us together, like, so
yeah. But it was like secondhand stress, you know, kind of a situation. My peak could be, first of all, like being overseas. Obviously, bad experience of being overseas because you lived abroad and all of that stuff. But my peak, there's so many. My peak is, first of all, being not here, like being in another country, going on the airplane and all of that stuff. But like, it was really cool that I got to spend such an extended amount of time. Like it's longer than we've ever been like anywhere else. Such an extended amount of time with your family. That was like the best tour guides, to be honest with you. And they wanted to like experience everything and see everything. And like I enjoyed that a lot because obviously like the biggest attractions I got to experience because of them. So like Ferrari World, we went to 3 times. Water World, I forgot, Water World or something. And then we went to like Sheikh Zayed Mosque and like went to like sightsee on like Etihad Towers, and your dad just drove us everywhere, which is very, very nice. And also very nice because our families are quite similar. Also, our families are very similarly opposite because they're quite similar, but also very different. So that was also very nice. Like I felt comfortable enough to be there, not like being like, oh, around them. Pit of Abu Dhabi. Yeah, I was probably just getting sick for like an hour, but then I got over it. So yeah.
Okay.
That, yeah.
You mentioned something. Yeah, you mentioned that this was the longest trip that we've ever been on, and it truly was. We were away for a month, like a whole month together on holiday, And that was in the good old days when we were uni students and we had a whole month of holiday and we could actually do that. Now we're working and we have to like really, really corner all those days and make sure that we use them wisely. But that was our longest trip, and all of our other trips after that have been about 2 weeks long. Do you think that 2 weeks is enough, or do you
I think a solid time is 2 weeks, but that's like an all-inclusive 2 weeks. It's like 10 days in the country and like 2-ish days on the ends to travel and like, you know, pack and all of that, get in the mindset. So I think 10 days in a country is ideal, also depending on the country size and what you're there for. Do you know what I mean? Because like you go to a lot of countries for different reasons. Sometimes you go to relax, sometimes you go for the history of it, sometimes you go for the discovery and adventure. So it depends where you go, for it. What do you think? Is it short?
I think 2 weeks is perfect. I think anyone who travels less than 2 weeks, I'm like, how? Because there's just so many things to see and experience and do in every country that 2 weeks can be filled with a lot of things. I mean, even though there are some countries where people only go for 2 nights, 3 nights, and then they go, but even in those countries, 2 weeks are so vital and so important. I think a month. Yes, you can fill it up. And also, when you visit a place for 3 days, you don't get to really immerse yourself into the area and the people and the food, because everything's like go, 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 and everything you just have to get done, and you want to see everything, and you know like what is there to see. Whereas when you're there for a month, you can literally sleep in, you can relax, you don't have to rush, you don't have to stress, you're literally doing things at a turtle's pace, because there's no need to fill your first week with all the attractions, you know. And if there are things that you want to experience on the holiday, you can, like, you don't have to. And if you missed this, say you were tired, so you missed that tour, and then the next week you had something else planned, there's still 2 more weeks, you can do it. Like, there will be a time and a space to do it, which I think is really cool. But like we mentioned, no one really has but no one really has the time to go to every country for a whole month, you know.
But also, the longer you stay, the more expensive, like accommodation, you are paying for accommodation and all that stuff. Luckily, I didn't. Thanks. So like, you have to think about a lot of things. And I think actually in one of our episodes, you have to talk about like the pricing, because obviously, as you mentioned, hold on, every all of the 8 travels that we've been on, like, I've been a student, so we don't have money. So I think you must talk about like costing. It'd be very interesting for other people, because I always get this question. It's like, how did you afford it? Like, what did you do? And all of that stuff. So that'd be a cool thing to do and get into.
It would also be cool maybe if we both choose a country that we want to like go visit, and kind of like go through how we would plan and budget, and that'd be cool. I agree.
We need the same country, or we need different countries.
Also different countries, because I mean, Azerbaijan and Paris, you know, it's different.
Yeah, but I think
planning and stuff.
What I think would be cool is like if we chose the same country, and then they can see how different, like, our priorities.
We can do that as well. Let's do both, because I like that whole priorities thing, because that's something that we'll definitely be touching on this podcast, is the fact that we have different opposite priorities when it comes to our travels. Like, we're not the same when it comes to our travels. We should actually, you know, in maybe in the next episode, we should do this or that type of questions, because that will really show people who we are. And we should actually do things like that so that people can get to know us, because we are very, very different when it comes to what we want. on a travel. Not very different, but we're different.
That's so funny. Like how we're trying to emphasize how different we are. Like it's so wild. It's because like the thing is, for the last, how long have we studied together? 3 years we studied.
Mm-hmm.
So like for 3 years we've just been like boxed together, grouped together. You guys are the same, and now we're all like, we're so different. I'm an individual. So I think it's like you don't have to put so much emphasis on how different we are. We know we're different. We know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I think it's also cool.
Oh, sorry. I just think throughout this journey, it'll be cool for us to realize how similar we are as well. Because we have been putting a lot of emphasis on how different we are, that it would be interesting to note how similar we are just through our chats.
But also, I think like our similarities would come. Why is that there? Sorry. I think our similarities would come into play a lot because of the way we were raised. So I feel like everyone had the same childhood. So like all South African children had the same childhood. So I think that was big. What?
Debatable.
Yeah, but it would come into play. So like in terms of like your moral compass as a brown person in South Africa.
Okay, yeah.
We all got taught the same thing, you know?
Yeah.
And so I think that's also at like the crux of who you are, at the core of who you are as a person. And that is your moral compass that guides you through very sketchy sometimes situations on travels we'll get into on the next episode. So I also wanted to ask you, while we're here talking about travel, what's your one travel tip that you'd give everyone else, if you could share just one pearl of wisdom?
Pack less stuff. I learned this the hard way. I am the person that has like a big suitcase and a small suitcase and a backpack and a bag. I pack a lot of stuff. Like I always overpack. I think I need 20 t-shirts, even though we're only going for 5 days. And I learned this the hard way in Tanzania, when we had to carry our bags in a torrential storm from the village, from one part of the village to another part of the village, and there was gravel and there was rocks, and it was so difficult. And ever since that trip, I've told myself, nooit weer nie. Never again will I have so many bags and baggage and things. And also, when I overpack, there's no space for me to buy things and bring things back. So less is more, pack less. That's like a tip. How are you?
I would be selfish and say, stop buying people at home gifts. Like you spend all your money on other people and you're so worried about getting everyone, and then you have to get like your extended family because then you also feel bad and stuff like that. I think the people that should get stuff, if anything, it should be a small thing, because again, space is a problem. And also, like, I'm so scared of something breaking in my bag and me not knowing what to do with said thing. So if someone contributed to, like, say for instance, you get like a sponsorship to go to Beijing. I don't know, I made that up. But if you get a sponsorship to go to Beijing and someone like contributed financially, you can give them like a token of a thank you kind of thing. But if no one is paying for your bills, don't get them stuff if you don't want to. Like, you're not obliged to get them anything. And also, like, personally, I need to work on this because I don't buy myself anything, like, ever. So I think I need to work on that, because, like, I love looking back at photos and I am quite sentimental. So I'd like to get things that I would like, you know, when I'm overseas.
It'll also help you remember your trips, and it's special.
Yeah.
So I think that's it for this episode, unless you have anything else you want to include.
How long have we been talking?
I don't know. 10, 20.
Probably that long. Well, that being said, I think we've come to the end of the first episode. So if you have any suggestions or tips or input that you want to give us, please leave it down below and we'll make sure to reply to your comment as soon as we see it. And I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you're looking forward to this. If you did enjoy this, just a reminder to hit that like or the dislike at this point, so we can know. Why not? Like, any interaction and feedback is great. So if you like this, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like this, give it a thumbs down. But let us know why, if so we can improve the quality of the content for you. And that's all from now. If you want to stay tuned to our adventures, again, subscribe button is there. And thank you. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.